Welcome to the Ant-Man channel. It's Monday, the 17th of June, 2013. I wasn't even going to do the news right now, honestly. I was just going to go out and pass out a bunch of flyers I have for a play that my youth, that the youth at my church is going to put on. I never really go to the youth services at my church because I feel like I'm an old man and I don't really fit in with them, and that I'm a little too old and awkward for them, and that that they don't. I'm always alone too. I don't really have any friends there, but they're good kids. I love all the kids at my youth, and I'm really trying to support them in their play and what they're trying to bring to the church, and they're contributing. And it's a good thing that they're young and they're taking a role in our community as leaders at such a young age. But yeah, I was gonna go pass out flyers, and then I get hit with a bombshell. I'm barely finding out about this, by the way, but I have an article in front of me from Infowars.com. Did Israel attack Syria again? This is very serious. I mean, this is I'm not exaggerating about this. This is there's no shortage of just information here that is pertaining to what dilemma we have in front of us here. The dilemma that we have in front of us here before I read this article is that if Israel attacked Syria in Damascus last night, then that means that they are going to retaliate. And Syria has 4,000 troops, I heard, going over there right now. And if this happens, the U.S. is going to back up Israel, and then China and Russia are going to back up Syria, and then here we go. Here we go, everybody. And then I'm the bad guy because I get to tell you this stuff, because I mean, you want to go and feel good and learn about things that don't matter all day, and you know what I mean? I mean, this doesn't worry me, to be honest with you. What I'm worried about is you. I'm worried about those people out there who are deceived, that don't know what the truth is, that are being led in circles. Because when I watch the news on television, I feel like I get confused. Like they're just leading you on in this facade of lying and distracting you from things that aren't even important. But this is a big issue. This is actually Bible prophecy coming to life right now. But if I just prayed, I couldn't help it. I prayed. I said, God, please have mercy on us, because if Israel really did attack Syria, we're going into World War III pretty damn soon here. So, excuse me for my language, man. And believe me, I wish I didn't have to tell you this. I wish that I could tell you about the New England Patriots all day, or, who's winning in the UFC right now, but I don't have that luxury to just be a selfish person that's only into what my hobbies are in all this, because I know that there's a real world out there that's very dangerous, and nobody knows that it exists in this country. People in other countries are like, why does your school systems tell your kids that dinosaurs are extinct, and why this and that? And it's like, yeah, because we're all lied to. From the moment that we're born in this country, we're all lied to and indoctrinated into a system of serving it, of being a slave in a bureaucratic monetary system way. And nobody gets it because it's too hard for me to get. It's so difficult to understand all these things. And yet you're putting a limit on your own potential to understand real issues in the world. And you want to go to the news that talks to you like you're a third grader, and then you feel like you're safe. You're not safe. But by the way, I'm just going to read this. The IDF is refusing to comment on reports that Israel attacked the Al-Misa military airbase near Damascus last night, which if true could lead to a Syrian response and a massive escalation of the 27-month conflict. A Syrian television station sympathetic to anti-Assad rebels reported that Israel was responsible for the strike on a facility west of Damascus, which targeted advanced weapons and radar systems. Eyewitnesses said that the explosions were large and that neither the Assad regime nor the rebels had the capacity or the capability to create explosions of such a magnitude, reports the Jerusalem Post. My house overlooks the airport. At a certain point, we saw armored vehicles enter the airport, and an opposition source told Ynet News they were probably equipped with mobile radar systems. Then we heard the sound of a missile striking the vehicles. It was the same sound we heard in Mount Qasion, or whatever, however you say that, Qasion, site of the alleged airstrike in May. The explosion was like a volcano. The flames reached the sky. The sound was the same one that was heard in that same place, Qasion. added another eyewitness. Other reports claim that the attack was a result of a car bomb carried out by rebels, an explanation embraced by the Assad government. Israel's policy after it carried out previous attacks on Syria is to neither confirm or deny involvement. If Israel's complicity in the attack is confirmed, it could prompt a Syrian response that would serve to pour fuel on the fire of a conflict already rocked by news last week that the United States will formally seek to arm opposition rebels despite their close ties with Al-Qaeda. Following attacks on several facilities in Syria last month, President Bashar al-Assad vowed to respond in kind to any future acts of Israeli aggression after criticism that his reaction had been muted. Days prior to this threat, Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon warned that the Israeli military was prepared to strike shipments of advanced Russian weapons sent to Damascus, commenting, "If God forbid they do reach Syria, we will know what to do." Analysts have warned that an escalation of the conflict could ignite World War III. Israel has offered tactical support to opposition militants despite their jihadist creed, setting up field hospitals to aid injured rebels while also sending military vehicles into Syria to pick up wounded fighters before patching them up and sending them back into battle. A huge Israeli airstrike on the Jamrea military facility on May 5th was coordinated with opposition rebels, according to Egyptian and Jordan intelligence sources. With the Syrian army scoring key battlefield victories in recent weeks, Israel and the United States' efforts to destabilize the Assad regime are expected to accelerate. Last week, the Obama administration announced that it would seek to arm the Syrian rebels after claiming President Assad's forces had used chemical weapons, crossing a so-called red line. In pledging to increase military support for Syrian rebels while also preparing a no-fly zone, the Obama administration is openly aiding terrorists who have sworn allegiance to Al-Qaeda by launching attacks that weaken and distract Damascus from its focus on defeating Western-backed insurgents. Israel is aiding the very same rebels who have burned Israeli flags in public and vowed to crush the Zionist regime once they are finished toppling Assad. This is from Paul Joseph Watson. He's the editor and writer for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. He is the author of Order Out of Chaos. Watson is also a host for Infowars Nightly News. He's actually one of my favorite people on the show. The guy's very informative. He doesn't live in the United States, and he's very smart to do so. He lives in England and is from there, but he is very credible. He doesn't ever really, he's never really talking about things that are maybe getting ahead of himself or anything like that. He's just straight down to the facts. And all I got to say about this, dude, is that I kind of thought that something else was going to happen first here, but this could be, the very beginning of World War III, and we need to just be aware of that. I'm not saying go around running around like a chicken with your head cut off and screaming and yelling and get scared and all that, because the last thing you want to do in a situation like this is panic. You got to have some type of, composure, man. I mean, I know you guys like to go around and act tough all day, living in a free country where there's nothing, well, free, quote unquote, but, you're not surrounded by terrorists living in, if you were in the Middle East, you have a lot of peace here, a lot of, and yet everyone wants to be angry, and yet everyone wants to bow up to everybody and act tough all day. But let me tell you something, we're about to really find out who the real men are around here. And if you don't want to stand up and say, hey, you could count me as one of those people who is aware, that is informed, that wants to think of some solutions to this. I think that we cannot stop this. All I can really advise you to do is really, man, if you're a Christian, you better start preaching, boy. You better start telling people that if you're not for God, dude, you are very vulnerable in this world right now. Because look at me, man. Do I look panicked? Do I look scared? Do I look pale? Am I sweating? No. I'm cool. I'm cool as a kite. I mean, that doesn't even make sense, but I'm cool as ice, man. I'm just kicking it. I'm just reporting news, but then when I know that people are hearing me talk like this, I know that they're going into panic fits and that they're going to come after me because I'm being honest, and honesty is something that's not very looked upon as a good thing in this culture that we live in here in the United States. Everyone likes to be, unloyal, backstabbers, and cruel to each other in this country, and zombies too. Like if you go and talk to somebody, you see them their eyes glaze over because they just can't think for themselves anymore. Everyone's just a zombie. Like you just run from your technology to technology. It's a crazy thing with this one guy, Michio Kaku, who is he's a physicist. Something that I had dreams of being myself. I wanted to be a physicist when I was in high school, but it didn't work out because I wasn't politically correct enough to go through the school system. But anyway, Michio Kaku said that the computer, that we are very privileged to see the very first futuristic telephone, which is the computer. And the guy's very, very smart, man. I mean, I can't even really go into detail about the things that he talks about because he's so smart, man. I'm not that smart. I learn from smart people. See, there's a difference, you know? But then again, it's good to be informed. It's good to not be afraid of the facts. It's good to face your facts because then you know how to prepare for things that are coming. You see, in the Bible, by the way, if you believe in the Word of God, the inspired Word of God, then you will believe that in the Word of God it tells you that, watch. It tells you to don't be afraid of prophesying. Am I doing that? Well, to the average yuppie zombie out there, yeah. Everybody's going around having dreams of romance with vampires and being zombies, and in the meantime, there is real things going on that have a lot to do with mine and yours future. So, and this isn't like a future in like 10, 15, 20 years. I'm talking about 3 years at the max, I think, that we're going to see a very different country here. And I don't know, man. If you don't want to wake up, that's on you, But that's a very bad thing for everyone around you. You're gonna be the cause of the downfall of everyone around you if you do that. I don't mean to lay this burden on you, but it's just a matter of choosing a side, choosing to be either you're gonna go the way of the world. Wide is the way, and many find it. That's what that is, man. You're going you're going that way, the way that doesn't really matter, and it goes to a place called eternal damnation and condemnation. And I don't want you to go there. I don't even know who you are or who's watching this, but I don't want you to go there. You could think of the worst people that ever lived, like Hitler, Joseph Stalin. You wouldn't even want them to go there. That's how bad it is. It's not meant for you and me. We cannot bear going there. So you better start reaching out, man. I mean, this isn't a joke. This isn't a game. This is about getting people on the right track. Once we start learning that an empowered, armed society is a peaceful one, then we can get our Constitution back. We can get our Bill of Rights back. We can get the Declaration of Independence back. And maybe this 4th of July, we can call it Independence Day instead of just 4th of July, and then get drunk and then shoot off a bunch of, skyrockets and you know what I mean? It's just, that's not... We're missing the point about almost every holiday that we have that is supposed to be a symbol of something that represents life and the beauty of it and all that. But no, we commercialize everything. Santa Claus commercialized. Saint Nicholas was a real person, by the way. He was a saint. He saved a lot of people in Russia, clothed them and fed them, the entire country almost. And now he's so commercialized that you think of like Coca-Cola when you think of Santa Claus. Or you think of getting presents or some fat guy that comes down your chimney. It's the same thing with Independence Day now. It's just the 4th of July and everyone just likes to shoot fireworks and make bombs and all this. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a false flag on the 4th of July. If you notice, all these false flags lately are on a day that's supposed to be like some type of holiday or a special event is supposed to go on. All these big events like last year's Super Bowl at the halftime game, all Illuminati symbology. The new Superman movie, Resolve, all Illuminati symbology, Satanism, man. It's all over the place. You gotta know how to see these things because you gotta understand who's behind all these things. It's the Masonic Lodge, the IMF, the Bilderbergers, the Council of Foreign Relations, the CFR. All these people are the guys that run the world, and they're all out of their minds, all of them. So get into it. I kind of would recommend, if you don't know anything about this, then go check out the Obama Deception or Endgame or Police State. I mean, Alex Jones has a lot of good movies. Don't go watching Zeitgeist by Peter Joseph. Peter Joseph is so discredited. He tried to say Jesus Christ wasn't real, and then he tried to say 9/11 was an inside job, and then later on saying that he was wrong, that 9/11 wasn't an inside job. So he's discredited. Not only because the religion part of his portion of Zeitgeist was debunked, but also because he went back on his word because he didn't want to be looking like a conspiracy theory. He's an insider. Just like Rubio trying to say that us Americans we can't cut it. You're not American, obviously, if you think that a Mexican can come to my country and replace me in the work field. That's what. You don't know my potential. You don't know what I'm capable of. The only reason I can't get a job in this country is because I have a felony. I didn't go to I didn't get a high school diploma, and I mean, I was able to go around transporting sick, injured, dying people all day, but I can't make you a hamburger at McDonald's. This is the system that we're living in. It doesn't make any sense going on with what's going on anywhere. So, you guys out there, this is time to wake up. This is the last call, man. You guys got to realize that you're living in this time where there's going to be some pretty crazy stuff going on. And if you're not ready for it, then you're going to get victimized by it. And you guys that are government dependent, you guys better realize, man, that that's a tool to keep you enslaved. And you know, when you go on Facebook and Google and you Google things and you post comments on or statuses on Facebook saying that you're talking about your fears or talking about what you love or whatever, the government probably knows more about you than you do. And that's not a joke. They probably do, because they have so much data on you already that they already have me on a list. I guarantee you that, because I'm not even allowed to share or comment on certain things on Facebook anymore. I know that they're watching me, but I don't care, dude. Why should I care? If I have to be martyred because the world is all pathetic and everyone's a tough guy and wants to be stupid, then whatever, dude. I don't want to be here anyway. This is stupid. All of this is stupid. I just want to be, you know what I mean? I just want to go around and hug people all day. You know, that's my nature. I want to be nice. But yet again, everybody's like into this culture of I'm tough, so I'm going to be mean to everybody. And it's just, how do you think we got here, son? How do you think we got to the point of being this stupid? And let's not, you know, I don't have any sympathy for you out there, man. We all caused this, and we all should take responsibility and say, let's get our Constitution back. Let's get the American flag back. Our flag has been captured. It does not represent me. The American flag represents drone striking and giving Colombian neckties to little kids in Syria. That's what that represents now. The American flag is a freaking superpower, just like Egypt or like Rome. We are an evil empire, dude, and we're getting closer and closer to that day where we're going to have to, you know, pretty much be in martial law. We're going to be in, you know, Homeland Security is going to be having us on lockdown while we're at war, and this is a, you know what I mean? It sounds freaking crazy, I know, but it's not too far-fetched, man. So, I don't know, man. Subscribe to my channel. I don't even care anymore, you guys. It's just, I know I'm crazy. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, right? Because I tell you the truth, so, you know, I don't really care. So, just subscribe to my channel and get back to me if you want. I appreciate your feedback and everything that you guys, whatever you guys do out there, man, just keep it up, man. Just don't be afraid to talk about things, man. That's ultimately, people will thank you for that. See you later. God bless you.